The Kansas City Chiefs are just a few weeks away from the start of training camp. But with that being said, during mandatory minicamp and OTAs, there were a couple of players who really started to break out and have already positioned themselves to be brand new starters this season. And in this video, I wanted to break down a couple of players I think who are preparing for a massive year in 2024 and I think could really change everything for the Chiefs next season. Before we get into the video, comment down below a letter grade for the Chiefs offseason, everything that they have done leading up to right now. Do you think they've done enough to go back to back next season? And also hit the like button. Let's get right into the video. Now, one of the most interesting position groups heading into the offseason was the wide receiver position, and they absolutely overhauled it with really good talent, not only acquiring Hollywood Brown, but drafting Xavier Worthy, getting Rashee Rice back for another season. You still have Sky Moore, you have Justin Watson, you have Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Mecole Hardman, Nico Remigio. This might be one of the most loaded, high potential wide receiver groups in all of the NFL. And if you compare it to last season, it is 10 times better. Think about it like that. But the job wasn't done yet, and throughout free agency, the Chiefs did lose some really good players. Mike Edwards ended up signing with the Buffalo Bills. Starting linebacker Willie Gay went on to move to New Orleans to play with the Saints, and they also traded L'Jarius Sneed, a Pro Bowl cornerback who they were desperately going to need to replace. However, this is where the development comes in, and throughout OTAs, throughout mandatory minicamp, there were some guys who really took it and ran with it, right? They look better, they look like studs, and they're already proving that the Chiefs are going to be just fine. Even losing some of their high quality players this free agency, they have their replacements and they're ready to break out this season. Now, the first player that should be on breakout watch this season is no other than Leo Chenal. This is a guy who played in 34 regular season games during his career to date, along with 7 playoff contests during that combined span, 21 total starts. This is a guy who is ready to break out next season with Willie Gay now in New Orleans. Now, Leo is a guy that can pretty much do everything for your football team. He can get to the quarterback, create some pressure, he can stop the run in the backfield, he can drop back into a mid-read or a flat or even a hook curl as well. A guy who could do a bunch of different things very well. On this play specifically, what we're going to see here is a run to the right side of the field for the Eagles, and he's going to attack it perfectly. Watch how this play breaks down here. Love it, right? This is in the Super Bowl as well, so obviously very reliable here as he attacks that B gap here, gets right in between, and ends up making a big time play on the running back in the backfield. Guys, he is 23 years old, has racked up over 60 tackles, 3 sacks, 15 stops, and a forced fumble. This dude is going to be a major X factor for what the Chiefs are trying to do just next season. I also love his ability to read and react to a play. On this play, we're going to get an end, or not an end around, but just like a little shovel pass here to the tight end, and the blocks are going to try to go this way. Leo is going to do a great job containing the outside, but also being able to block shed at the perfect time to make a play on the ball carrier. Let's watch how this play breaks down here again. Going to see that pre-snap shovel pass here for Dallas Goedert, and him right here, right, contain the edge, one, making sure that Dallas Goedert cannot get to the outside and get a big time play, forcing him back to his players, and then being able to, boom, block shed and make a play on the ball carrier. Unbelievable job by Leo once again. And here's another example. We see him right here, top left of your screen. Read, react, and then attack. Let's watch how this play breaks down. Gonna get a halfback counter here for Kenny Gainwell. Boom, kind of an an option play here. The quarterback can keep it or give it to the running back. Boom, Leo reads, reacts, attacks, and makes another big time play. Guys, there is one big breakout player for the Chiefs this year. It's going to be Leo, and there's no doubt in my mind he has a massive year and maybe even a potential Pro Bowler. Now, before we break down the next Kansas City Chiefs that could potentially break out, I need you guys to do me a massive favor. Hit that like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, it doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Chiefs throughout the remainder of the offseason, the regular season, everything you could think of. We've got you guys covered with film review, from breaking news during training camp, everything you guys need to know. We got you guys covered. Join the family, turn on post notifications. If you guys want to watch some Chiefs games with me live during the preseason or even regular season, make sure you follow my Twitch. It is Matty Dubs with 3 S's, or you can find the link in the description below. With that being said, let's dive right back into the video. Now, with L'Jarius Sneed out of the picture here in Kansas City, who do you guys think will be the next DB to step up for the Kansas City Chiefs in 2024? Comment down below right now before I jump into who I think is about to be the next big corner for the Kansas City Chiefs next season. Now, as L'Jarius Sneed starts to blur out, I think Joshua Williams is about to lock in. This is a guy who has looked really good in terms of development from his first year in the NFL to his second year in the NFL. A guy who has been playing a ton of special teams, but over his career has totaled over 58 tackles, 12 pass breakups over just his first 2 seasons, and again, saw a notable improvement from last season, right? Now, this is a play versus the 49ers where we're going to get a play to Brandon Ayuk. He's going to throw it up there, and Joshua Williams makes an unreal play, targeting, high pointing the football, coming down with it. I think I said Brandon Ayuk. It's actually Ray McLeod from a couple years ago, but still making a play on the football, coming down with it, and now has an opportunity to break out in 2024 as potentially a Chiefs starting cornerback. Now, it's going to be interesting because obviously you have Trent McDuffie, but there are so many other guys competing for a starting role. You have Chamari Connor, you have Jalen Watson, you have Nazeed Johnson, you have a guy like Nick Jones, Kamal Hayden, and then Joshua Williams, who I think could break out next season. Now, one of my favorite things about Joshua Williams is the size, the length, and the ball skills of him already, right? Going into year 3, this is a guy who I believe will continue to get better and better as time goes on. Has already gotten another big interception there versus Joe Burrow. He's 6'3", 193 pounds, and only 24 years old as a former 4th-round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs a couple of years ago, back in 2022. And again, I believe he is the next guy to break out. But then again, I think it's up for debate, or up for grabs here, I guess you could say, in training camp, which is just a few weeks away. We're going to be able to see who ends up winning this battle. Will it be a Nazeed Johnson, a Chamari Connor, a Nick Jones, Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, right? You even have Kelvin Joseph as a former high-end pick of the Dallas Cowboys. I think there's a lot of guys who could potentially break out for the Chiefs. But then there's the aspect of maybe they go and sign Xavier Howard or Stephon Gilmore to come in and be their CB2. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think the Chiefs should do going forward for this DB room? And do you think someone is going to break out, and who? Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. Those are my 2 breakout candidates for the Kansas City Chiefs next season. And I am really excited. I'll see you guys in the next Chiefs video. Peace.